4.3 million people in Australia live with disabilities. Disability is typically defined as an impairment of mental, sensory, or mobility functions, either permanent or temporary, which may have multiple causes. Barriers throughout communities inhibit people living with impairments from participating socially and economically. These can include barriers to social inclusion, community participation, disability services and rights, justice and legislation. So why do these discriminatory barriers exist? One explanation is ableism. Ableism can be defined as discrimination against those with impairments or disabilities in favour of preferences and perspectives of those who are able-bodied. Planning has largely been conducted by able-bodied people, excluding the perspectives of those with disabilities. Intentional or not, this constitutes a form of ableism. For example, we think of wheelchair ramps as the only important access requirement, when actually there are a whole host of other considerations that need to be made in an accessibility approach. Another explanation is that the medical model of disability persists. This model sees disability as a health condition, an abnormality, and as a problem for the individual. The alternative social model, comparatively, sees disability as a result of the barriers that people with impairments face. For example, it is the stairs which are the barrier to access a building rather than the person's wheelchair. The socio-spatial manifestations of this issue include a lack of access to public transport systems and point-to-point transport services, unsuitable housing design, and difficult to access healthcare. The most obvious manifestation in Melbourne is a lack of wheelchair access to parts of the public transport system, which restricts the spaces that people with disabilities can visit, work, and live. But accessibility is more than just wheelchair ramps. Real accessibility considers all types of disability. This issue endures because we continue to plan cities with a fictional, homogenous public good in mind, which does not prioritise the needs of people with disabilities. A persistent lack of universal design means that our built and social environments remain inaccessible to some people.